All right, welcome back to East Texas Now. I'm Kyle Owens, as Devin Shea just mentioned. We are joined this afternoon by the head coach for the Canton Eaglettes softball team, Coach Russell Smith. Coach, good afternoon, and how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Well, let's talk about your softball team, the playoff run that you've been on. In by-district, beat Ferris in 2 games. In the area round, beat Athens in 2 games. And this past week, I was there, saw you beat Lindale in 2 games, 9-1 in both games. Talk a little bit about your team this year and the playoff run that you've been on.
We just have a lot of talent. The girls are awesome. They're just good athletes. They're good softball players. They're good people. I kind of find myself just trying to stay out of the way and let them do their thing. And so far, that's worked out pretty well for us.
I do want to talk about the series coming up this week, but before we get to that, I understand the first time in program history that the Eagleette softball team has reached the regional semifinals. That is outstanding, and I'm from Lindale, so I'm used to Canton softball, and that's hard for me to believe because I feel like Canton's always had a good softball program. So what does that mean for you to be the first team to make it to the 4th round in the softball playoffs?
Well, it just says a whole lot about the community. It says a whole lot about the commitment to softball that the girls we have right now. And it's been a fight to get to this point. We've always been in a district with Van, and they've always had a tremendous amount of talent there. And this year we weren't with them, we weren't with Lindale, but we were able to get past Lindale last week, and just to be able to be in a position where, even though it feels like the end of the school year is coming up, but we're still playing is a really cool feeling, and we're starting to see a lot of energy and a lot of excitement from the community, from the school, and I'm really proud for my girls to be able to get to experience this.
Well, and speaking of the community aspect of it, the crowd was enormous at Legacy this past week, so the community support is definitely there. Let's talk about your series coming up against Van Alstyne this week. You're playing a best of 3 on Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday up in Forney. What do you know about this Van Alstyne team?
Well, I was able to go watch them on Friday night, and they're good. They're really good. I know they have multiple pitchers, and the one that we saw Friday night, she does a great job of working both sides of the plate. Their hitters look very disciplined and very good, and they're in a really tough district. All 4 teams in their district were playing this past weekend. They're playing each other, actually, and so Aubrey won that district and is still playing, and Van Alstyne played them close both times in district. So it's going to be tough. It's going to be fun because it's going to be I feel like it's going to be low scoring, close games, every pitch, kind of sitting on the edge of your seat, and that's what it's supposed to be about. It is good competitive softball. We're excited.
Well, especially when you make it this deep in the playoffs, you're going to have good softball teams regardless, week in and week out. Well, Coach Smith, I appreciate you taking the time to talk to us today, and best of luck in your series against Van Alstyne, and congratulations once again on making it to the regional semis.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Coach Smith. Thanks, Coach. Coach Smith with the Canton Eaglettes joining us today, talking about making history over in Canton. So love to see that. It's always an exciting time when that happens. Devo, do I need to throw the break?
No, you don't.
Okay.
I will absolutely be able to do that. Kyle, thanks for coming and jumping on, chatting with the head softball coach of Canton. I know it's exciting whenever they get into postseason play, especially when they're not used to being there.
Well, and they make it all the time. They make it all the time, but this far. And that's what's blowing my mind is because Canton always has a good softball team. Right. So when I saw that it was the first time they made it this far, I'm like
what?
I had to fact check that.
It's like a Dallas Cowboys thing. We just can't make it past that second round, but we're consistently there.
I'm going to get off this microphone before I say anything.
I know.